Aloha Honolulu, Data here with episode 3 of the Honolulu Huskies Custom Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode, coming off our inaugural season that saw us just squeak into the playoffs with a record of 41, 33, and 8. In the first round, we're going to be up against the Calgary Flames. We had a pretty good year. A lot of people put up a lot of good numbers like Mikko Rantanen and Jake Guentzel. But now we have to move into the postseason against the Calgary Flames, and we have to figure out how we're going to look. A lot of good comments in the last episode regarding things to go after, players to go after, and the sort for the offseason. But the only comment that is applicable to this video is from Michael Bruno Vaselli, and he tells me maybe start the first game with Miller if the poise actually does something. So Ryan Miller has 85 poise. He played very well in the season as a backup at the age of 39, going 5-4-1. Good numbers. 903 save percentage, 2.78 goals against. Meanwhile, Martin Jones, who's a higher overall, had also decent save percentage. He turned it around. He was really bad at one point in the 800s, but he's not bad either. Just that with the poise in the playoffs, we want to do a little experiment here, and we're going to start off with Ryan Miller. Another thing I did was I swapped out Patrick Marleau on the fourth line. If I put Kubalik on the fourth line with Marleau and Kesa on the third, it goes +1 and 0. But if I put Kubalik on the third line and Kesa down on the fourth line and switch Marleau with Chiasson, who the coach likes more, it goes +1/+1. So I think we'll try that out. Kesa still has his power play time. We're going to try it and see what happens with the bottom six there, but the top six stays the same, with Guentzel, Silver, Drouin, Rantanen, Danault, and Neal on defense. Of course, +5, +5, +1. This team should be monstrous with, John Klingberg at a 92, Gostisbehere at a 90, Scandella at an 85 when he's really an 80. And then in the starting lineup, like we said here, Drouin's at a 90, Guentzel's at a 92, Rantanen's at a 93. This should be a monstrous lineup, but I don't know. It doesn't really, we just squeaked into the playoffs. So maybe it's the defense, maybe it's the goaltending, but either way, we are ready to head into this next section of this season by starting off. We're at the bottom. We're the last place team to make it into the playoffs. We are going into the Scotiabank Saddledome to take on the Calgary Flames for Game 1 of Round 1. So we looked at the Flames lines last time. Just a quick refresher. They have Radulov, Draisaitl, Tarasenko, Claude Giroux, Paul Stastny, so it's a good team. McDonough, Jarmelson, Stralman, D'Angelo, yikes. Yeah, Bishop, yeah. So they're a good team. You got to give it to them. They're a pretty good team. But we are the Honolulu Huskies. We are ready for our inaugural playoff run. Let's get it started. It all starts here at the Scotiabank Saddledome, Game 1, Round 1. Also, before we get started, also make note, if this is your first time on the channel, Jonathan Drouin, 26 seconds in on the first shot of the night. Love it. If it's your first time watching the playoffs on this channel, then you will notice that this video is probably about 40, 50, 60 plus minutes long. I do that to fool you. So even if the playoffs are over in 10 minutes, I get swept in the first round, this video will be about 50-ish minutes long so that you get fooled. I don't want this to be spoiled because Chiasson, nice. 2 goals on 3 shots. Because if this playoffs is done in 10 minutes and the video is 20 minutes long, then you know I didn't make it very far. So that's just to fool you. Maybe I made it to the Cup Finals. Maybe I lose in 4 games in the first round. Who knows? But just follow along and enjoy the ride. First period ends 3-0. Drouin, Chiasson, and Jake Guentzel get 3 goals on 14 shots. Second period, 4-1. Mikko Rantanen. Gaudette gets a goal on Ryan Miller. We're up 4-1 here in the third period. Early power play. It's an extended one. Gets killed off by Calgary, though. They're getting their shots, but so are we. It's 29-19 in that category in our favor right now. A late power play, but I think we have it in the bag, boys. 4-1 victory will be the final scoreline here. Shots were 36-25 in our favor. Ryan Miller makes 24 saves to get the first star of the night. Mikko Rantanen and Jake Guentzel both get a goal and an assist each. Let's keep it rolling. Ryan Miller is going to stay in between the pipes as we head into Game 2 here. Just got to make sure it didn't rotate, which it did. So there you go. Ryan Miller's back in. And here we go for game number 2 of round number 1 in our franchise's history. Here we go. First period, 1-0 Calgary, thanks to Claude Giroux on the power play. Second period, 4-0. Giroux gets another one. Yanni Gourde and Nick Jarmelson, yikes. We're down 4-0 here in the third period. Early power play, if we're going to get back into it, it starts now, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. as Kubalik scores with just about 13 minutes left. But we need 3 more. Mikko Rantanen, we need 2 more in the next 9 minutes. This is not over. Let's go, boys. Come on. That +5 first line. Let's see something. And it won't be enough as we drop this game 4-2. We outshot them 33-27. But Giroux, Gord, and Bishop are the 3 stars. And this series is tied up at 1. It's best of 5 now. I think we'll try Martin Jones in nets, give him the opportunity to prove himself. Ryan Miller played well, but he imploded a little bit, so I won't be afraid to go back to him if I have to, but I'm going to try Martin Jones out. I'm assuming that the goalie's rotated. Game 3, we're at Diamond Head Arena on top of the dormant volcano on the island of Honolulu. The first ever playoff game played there. First period, 2-1. Tarasenko and Giroux score for the Flames. Duke Silver on the power play, his first career playoff goal. Second period, no scoring. Shots are just about even at 20-19 for the Flames. We're down by 1. It's anyone's game here in the third period. Power play for Calgary that we kill off. Oh boy, 10 minutes left. This is oh man, Kubalik, thank you. I was saying Ben Bishop is a bit of a hack. He always does so well in simulations, but we hang on there for the penalty kill. It's a 2-2 game with 2 minutes left, and we're headed to overtime. Shots are 31-26 in our favor. 2-2 is the score. Game 3 of round 1. The next goal puts their team up 2-1 in this series. Oh wow, that one-timer gets broken up by Drouin. Now here we go the other way. Jake Gensel with Drouin. Oh, press put it in front, but Radulov picked it off. Here we go the other way. Edmondson up to Silver. Over to James Neal. The real deal, James Neal. Right to Klingberg. Stopped. What are you doing? That's something to do online, bro. I hate that a poke check is a trip if it's anywhere near the skate. Just because the guy's skate gets tapped, he goes diving with the Dolphins. Man. Trips don't happen like that, where the guy just gets poked and he flies. Such a broken system. That and the hooking, so broken. Wilson, let him just walk in. Okay, that's nice. Blocker saved by Jones. They just keep passing back and forth, and another save, and Spezza clears it. Here's Rantanen over the blue line to Chris Tanev, stopped easily by Ben Bishop. Coburn breaks it up, beautiful, clears it once again. I hate that the jerseys are all bad in the stands. Jirka Halby gave me a good comment in the last episode. He talked about the jerseys of the fans are not based on my own jerseys, but on team colors. So I don't know why. That doesn't really make sense. If I make a jersey, like let's say my team colors were, you know, green and blue, but my jerseys are pink, yellow, blue. Why would they all be wearing like navy blue or sky blue or evergreen green jerseys? It doesn't make sense. Just because the outline of the Husky is like orange and the inside is a bit yellow, why is your jersey like mustard yellow like that? I don't know why the system would make fans wear jerseys that aren't the jerseys just based on random colors, but thanks for that comment, Jirka. It doesn't make sense at all, but at least now I understand. Here comes Kubalik in the corner, looking for something. Oh wow, huge pad save. Sprawling was the pad of Ben Bishop right there. And oh, power play. I don't know what happened there. It is tripping. Okay, just because he lost his balance for a half second, didn't even fall down. You know what? It's now we're even, but it's still a garbage call. Come on, I'm not even close to a trip. Remy Ellie off to the box. Let's go, boys. Big face-off win. John Klingberg. James Neal, one-timer stopped by Bishop. What are you doing? Why would you hang on to that? Oh, man. Vrana, Dano. Here's Drouin. On that. Okay, a lucky bounce, and it goes. A terrible shot from the point that takes a really weird bounce. Goalie way out of position, and it trickles through to put us up 2-1 in this series. A lucky power play goal, a double tip. I don't know what that was, but we will take it. Is it Dano or Vrana who gets credit for that? I think Vrana gets credit for it. Yes. Big night for everyone, including Martin Jones, as he gets the first star. We're now up 2-1 in this series. Mikko Rantanen has 4 points in 3 games. And now we head into our second game at home, game number 4 of this series, looking to take a 3-1 hold on this series, which would be huge, so we don't go back to Calgary with it tied up. So here we go, first period, 3-1 Calgary. Williams, Draisaitl with 2. Dano gets one for us. We are down 3-1, being outshot by a factor of 4. Quadrupled 16-4, but Gensel gets an early goal, and then Scandella ties it up. But let's get through the second period. Oh my goodness. So we scored 2 goals to tie it up, and then we let in 4 goals on Ryan Miller, who came in. He lets in 2 goals in 43 seconds, followed by another goal a couple minutes later, even less than that, and then Mangiapane ends it off with another. We're down 7-3 as we have been outshot 25-13 and outscored by 4. I don't see this one going out in our favor. We only have 15 shots. We're sleeping tonight. Let's just call it a day. Gensel got a late goal, and we lose 7-4. 2 goals and an assist for Draisaitl, a goal and 2 assists for Tarasenko. Rantanen, though, 3 assists. But, oh goodness. Martin Jones, injured arm. That's why Ryan Miller came in. So Ryan Miller, who has not played well in the playoffs, I don't know why. Merzlikins will now come in. Do I play? You know what, Elvis Merzlikins, you've been a playoff beast in the past. I don't know how you do it. You've beaten me to win Stanley Cups in NHL 19, NHL 20. Let's see what you got. In the AHL, we finish off the season 44, 19, and 5. Beautiful, as we're into the playoffs. Let's see what Elvis has for us. This series is tied up at 2. And we are in Calgary to try and take a lead in the series going back home. We don't want to go down 3-2, then you got to win back-to-back. Here we go. First period, no scoring. Second period, 3-0. Gensel, Neal, and Kubalik outshooting Calgary 26-13. That is what we like to see. Getting pucks on net, boys. There we go. 3-0 here in the third period. Let's hang on tight. Let's even add to it. That first line, Draisaitl breaks the shutout on the 20th shot of the night against Merzlikins. We're up 3-1 now. The first ever playoff game that I play Elvis Merzlikins in, by the way. I've always been up against him. I've had him a few times during the season in various franchise modes, I think. I'm not sure if any of them were on camera, but we get a victory thanks to Elvis as we take it 4-1. 27 saves from him, 2 assists from Duke Silver, the smoothest man in the NHL. And we're up 3-2 in this series, boys. 8 points in 5 games for Mikko Rantanen. And Elvis Merzlikins just made his playoff debut with us and got a W. So let's see if we can keep it up at home at the Diamond Head Arena to close out this series and go to round number 2. First period, no scoring. Second period, down 3-0. Gaudette, Giroux, and Gaudette. 2 for Gaudette. Early power play. Now we need to come back in this game quickly. Here in the third period, down by 3. Shots aren't too wild, 23-19. But Ben Bishop is standing tall. He's a big boy in that net. Come on, and that's it. That's it. We're going to 7, boys. We're going back to the Saddle Dome for Game 7. That 3-goal second period was a killer. 26 save shutout for Ben Bishop. We are headed to 7. Tanev, injured groin. He is on the third pair, but he does play in some other places. Coburn is going to be paired with Sekera now. So Sekera gives that line a +1. Okay. Goodness. Kariziak gives it a -2 if I put him up there. So shouldn't change too much with him being on the third pair, hopefully. Merzlikins will get the start. And Jones and Tanev are both out. How are people... Do I want to bring Patrick Marleau in? Andre Kesa, 1 assist in 6 games. Yikes. Spezza, 2 assists. Chiasson, 2 goals. Varana... Sure. The bottom 6 has not done well. Kubalik's been okay with 3 goals. James Neal, 1 goal, 1 assist. Rantanen's killing it. Drouin, 1 goal, 3 assists. Duke Silver's up to an 87 overall. Maybe I take out Andre Kesa and put in Patrick Marleau? Would that keep it as a plus? No, it goes down to a 0 if I do that. But I think we're going to roll with it. Let's try it out. Patrick Marleau, the veteran presence in the 4th line. Let's do it. Game 7 in Calgary. Martin Jones is available, but I don't really want to play him, to be honest. It won't change much. So here we go. Game 7 in Calgary to win our first playoff series. It's either straight to the off-season or we're going to round 2. Here we go. First period, 3-1 Calgary. Radulov and Gaudette scores twice. That's 4 goals in 2 games for him. Duke Silver gets 1 for us. We're down by 2, outshooting Calgary 16-7. Second period, no scoring. Outshooting them 27-11. 27-11, we're outshooting them. Down by 2. Power play. Come on, we're at +5 power play. We have not scored any power play goals in this series, I don't think. Maybe one, like in game 1 from Duke Silver, maybe? Come on, they keep killing them. 37-16 are the shots. Oh, man. The algorithms were not kind to us today, boys. As we lose in 7. Outshooting Calgary 38-18. We lose 3-1. 37 saves from Ben Bishop, and that is the end of our first season in Honolulu. We lose in 7 games to the Calgary Flames. Tough, man. Rantanen had 9 points in 7 games. No one else was a point per game. Oh, boy. Some people just didn't perform at all, man. Marlowe, when that one game didn't do anything. Goes to spare -6. What? -6 as a 90 overall with the +5? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. We had 3 different goalies play. I guess Jones played the best. Kind of, not even. Merzlikins probably played the best. I don't know. It's between Jones and Merzlikins. Miller collapsed. Yikes. It's a short episode, and it's a short postseason as we go straight to the off-season now. As we go through, I'm going to just fix the scouting, but I'll see you when we have a Stanley Cup champion to name. So the Dallas Stars are Stanley Cup champions here in year number 1. Congrats to Dallas. Not sure who they have on their team, but must have been a good team to get them through all the way to the Cup Finals. LA goes from 2-1, Arizona 6-2, all that good stuff. If we had finished 15, 14, 13, we wouldn't have changed anything, so at least there's that. Central Scouting put out their newest rankings. Retired players. We may have some here in Honolulu. Yeah, Patrick Marleau and Jason Spezza both retire. So Patrick Marleau, 1,180 points in 1,736 games. Quite a career for him. And Jason Spezza puts up 933 points, including a decent season in Honolulu. 18 points as a fourth-line center. Can't complain too much. Hossa, Zetterberg, all these guys who you actually probably could have signed if you went digging for them, but they're not in the NHL really anymore. So... And then over in the goalie category, did Ryan Miller? No, he did not. Ryan Miller did not retire. That's cool. Did any of the coaches retire? Yeah, 2 of my AHL coaches did, which is a buzz. And Patrick Marleau and Jason Spezza are now both scouts. Awesome. They're both mine. So I've never had that happen to any of my players before. So finally I get that. Let's check out the awards here in year number 1. Dallas Stars win the Stanley Cup. Red Wings win the President's Trophy. It was Stars and Sabres in the Cup Finals. Kuznetsov, Art Ross, Marchand gets the Hart. Okay. James Norris goes to Letang. Kuznetsov, Lady Bing. Duke Silver wins the Calder Memorial Trophy. Beautiful. Conn Smythe to Kucherov. Vezina to Tuukka Rask. Jennings to Darcy Kemper and Yaroslav Halak. Masterton to Radko Gudas. Jack Adams goes to Kress. Look at this. A C- rated coach. I had Gilbert Hull on my Anaheim Ducks franchise mode for 20 years. 7 cups, 14 President's Trophies, over 1,000 wins, barely 300 losses, and he never won a Jack Adams. And you have this guy come in, we barely squeaked into the playoffs, we lost in the first round, and he gets the Jack Adams Trophy. That is such a joke. Good for you, but that is such a joke. Oh man, Selke to Crosby, Lindsay to Marchand, Maurice Richard to Massimiliano Bio. So 2 created players winning awards, Duke Silver and Massimiliano Bio. Oh boy, what a joke. So we lost to the Flames, who lost to the Sharks, who lost to the Stars, who beat the Sabres. We weren't the ultimate losers, at least, as the Stars beat the Sabres in 5 games to win the Stanley Cup. So here we are up at the draft, June 23rd, looking at the draft board, actually, is what I want to do. As I'm picking, where am I picking? 16, they're projecting me. So let's look at 16, round 2, pick 16 as well, so around 45, 46, 47. Let's go see where 16 and 46 is telling us around. So this is around our area here. There's a couple of top 4 defensemen, medium top 4. Tim Stützle would be amazing. I doubt he drops to 16. William Wallander, however you want to pronounce it. These guys aren't scouted though, because I don't have enough scouts to go to all these areas. Even this guy, Quinton Vandevelde, I didn't get him scouted. That's pits. USA West. I guess I had no scouts in USA West. That's the problem with the first year. Next year, I'm going to have better scouts when I sign them on July 1st, and I'm going to have less pro scouts. So scouting from here on in will be better, but it makes sense because this isn't even a great draft anyways. None of these guys are anyone I'd want to take. Surdif maybe is medium elite. Eli Sharma is medium top 6, a two-way forward. But okay, then around the next pick is around this area. This guy might be 2 bars medium elite. Darius Stepan. Okay, so we'll look at that. If you think I should trade any of these picks, let me know. Or if you think I should take my selections at number 1 and 2. Sorting just by potential, I have some decent guys scouted later on, I believe. Not the greatest scouting performance of my life, as I could have done a lot better, but like I said, scouts will be better, and I'll have more. It will be quantity and quality improvements next season. A lot of 1 bar medium elite, which is hard to trust. Few 2 or 3 bar low elite. Goalie category, I don't know if there's any goalies that I'd want to draft. This guy's a medium starter, Cyrus Kennedy. Yeah, in Bednar, we had him in Anaheim. He always had the medium starter potential, never really became anything. Nick Malik would be interesting. So let me know if you have any suggestions for this first year draft going into it. Any people that you really think I should go after who I haven't even looked at, who I may have passed over. I've already tried Jamie Drysdale. I've already tried Caden Gooley. These I know that they don't really turn out, so probably not going to take those guys. At the end of the year now, we look at our progress reports, one of my favorite parts of the year. Mikko Rantanen is up to a 91. Kubalik's at an 81. James Neal's at an 84, it says, but it said he was 81 earlier. Okay. Duke Silver's up to an 89. Beautiful. Ghost Despair at an 86. Rantanen 91. I'll have to see what we do with Andre Kesa. In the system, Ulevi grew 20 modification points or whatever to a 73. Bracco 74. Broberg 73. Dalcoli 77. Hunter Jones at a 68. Yamamoto 75 still. Ryan Suzuki up to a 71. Looking good, looking good. Last thing I just want to look at are the contracts moving into next year. Is there anyone that I know for sure that I might let go or what? Tanev, Edmondson, Kuba. Everybody wants an extension except Sekera, which is nice because in the Anaheim franchise mode, every single person said no every season. So Chris Tanev would want around $4.5 million. I have $20.5 of extension dollars. Joel Edmondson would want around 2. That's fair. Kubalik would want something like 2.3. Anthony Cirelli would want something like 1.4. Okay, I could do most of these. Scandella 2.3. Okay, and then in the goalie category, Merz Lincoln's I'll probably let Ryan Miller just go to free agency. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so knowing this team, you've seen this team, you know what we have. Let me know who should we go after in free agency as well. If there's anyone that should come up, who should I keep an eye out for? Maybe a second-line center. Dano becomes my third-line center, but Dano played well as a second-line center this season. He's a pretty good player. He had 12 goals, 34 assists. Left wingers, I think we're pretty set. Right wingers, maybe a replacement for James Neal. Defense, maybe someone better than 81, like Coburn on the 4th. Yeah, probably a second pair defenseman would be something to get. Ghost Despair, he really disappointed me. Maybe even a better starting goalie. So thank you for watching, boys. We had a nice little run here in our first season. We're ready to gear up for another one next year through the draft and free agency. Like always, let me know your suggestions. I will incorporate them as much as possible. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button as I'm putting out daily content here, especially during quarantine. NHL or FIFA content going up every day. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.